All right.
Oh, let me put your. Yo, what's up? We are live. One second. There we go.
Oh yeah, blackout.
Yeah. I guess I didn't have it set up on the 2-person cam. So as you can probably see, we got Skee on. There's 88 NBA games. Probably going to get through these pretty quickly. It's ugly right now. Most teams, I believe, 2 games left, or no, 3 games left in the regular season for most teams, and there's a lot of meaningless basketball being played. So, without any further ado, Memphis at Cleveland. The line is 18.5. I'll start a poll, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to click end poll on this in about 5 seconds. I very seriously doubt Skee has anything here, right?
Well, I wanted to get Cleveland, but the line is just too crazy. Like I was looking at this game a few days ago, maybe even more than a few days. Just a big rest advantage for them. They still have a lot to play for in the standings. But one thing, if Cleveland's gonna cover this kind of a point spread, I don't think it's by playing too much defense. Bottom 5 defensive rated team last 5 games. So I think this total opened really low. It's moved 4 points, but I still don't think it's moved enough. I would be looking towards over if I'm betting this game.
Over? I mean, it is a low total for a game where you're not expecting intense defense on either side. The only thing is maybe these guys playing for minutes next year, because if you're wondering why the line's so high, Memphis has completely punted on the season. I mean, they don't have anybody in there. I'm trying to find where the heck's that game. So even obviously they're the most injured team in the NBA to begin with, but no Jackson, Kennard, Conchar, Vince Williams, Bain, Brandon Clark, Aldama, LaRavio, and Lamar Stevens. I mean, Memphis has nobody, so it's a straight pass for me. If I was betting it, honestly, would lay it with Cleveland. I think the Cavs should beat them by 30 points, but it'll just be a pass for me. Don't need to waste any more time on that. There are actually like a couple decent games on the board, and we'll get to them, but as far as betting value, like Miami Dallas is cool, but like what's Dallas playing for? We'll get to that. All right, so Raptors plus 11.5, Nets minus 11.5. Another one where I don't know how long we're gonna have this poll up. I wanted to bet Toronto, but because Quickly's playing, but then RJ Barrett is now out, so I wanted Quickly and Barrett both in there to attack the interior defense of Brooklyn. Gary Trent might not play. How the hell can you bet Toronto? So I guess I would say over pass. I got nothing though.
Yeah, I didn't look too much at the total in this game, and I mean, it makes sense to me at least why the Nets are this big of a favorite, just because they've been resting for 2 days. Raptors have been playing like every other night. I think it's their 4th game in 6 nights, and they're really shorthanded. So I think situationally it favors the Nets, but is this the kind of team I want to lay double digits with? It's just not. So only a lean towards the Nets.
I'll answer that for you. No, it's not. It's not a team you want to lay double digits with. I'll put the Brooklyn up for you, but it doesn't sound like either of us are betting this game. And poll. Told you we were going to go through these pretty quickly.
Fastest show I've been on.
Yeah, I mean, when I was loading up the graphics, I was like, this is going to be 15 minutes. But here is an interesting game, at least more interesting than the other ones. My thoughts on this game, at least last night, I almost took Miami at +7 last night, too. I was so close because everyone obviously watched the Heat and Hawks go to double overtime last night. Went down to the wire. They were playing some tough defense in the end there. So, obviously, everyone's thinking, oh, fade the Heat coming off that game, right? Makes sense. But you know what? Dallas played a game last night, too, and Luka and Kyrie played 34 and 37 minutes. So, I was going to grab the Heat at +7 based on the fact that everyone's looking at the double overtime game and forgetting that Dallas, they also logged some serious minutes. Not as stressful of a game. The minutes, obviously, not as stressful, but I thought there was value there on Miami at the big number. But I mean, I wish I did. Now it's down to +1.5. I would still go Miami because I think they're playing for more. I believe Miami is playing for, just to confirm, yes, so Miami is just a half game out of the 7th seed, and that means they would get that first play-in game at home. So that'd be big for Miami to jump Philly there. They're still playing. I mean, technically, Miami could still grab the 6 and get out of the play-in tournament. That might be a little far-fetched, but it's possible. So I would put Miami up even coming off the crazy game just because they're playing for more. And I actually, you and Rob Vino were talking about this on your show. I didn't even realize until I heard you guys say it that Dallas might not be playing for anything here. And I didn't even think about that until I saw it on your show today.
Yeah, they I don't think they can catch the Clippers anymore. And yeah, like you said, it's just not a whole lot to play for anymore for them. On the flip side, everything you said for the Heat is true. And to see this number come down, I just feel like we get the most effort from the Heat. I'm not really expecting anybody to sit, even though they played a tough, double overtime game. Whereas on the Dallas side, if you don't have nothing to play for, you just played last night, I think they'll rest either Luka or Kyrie. So this time of the season, man, I'd be putting my money on who I feel like is the more motivated team. And tonight, that'll be Miami.
I didn't actually bet this one. Did you actually?
I didn't bet it. It was on my short list. I'm looking at it. I had 3 things on my short list. This was one, but I didn't bet it. I bet the other 2.
Me neither. I think depending on how the MLB, we're going to do the MLB games. I have Toasted Prop Beaver coming on right after this. Depending on how many bets I get from that, maybe I end up betting the Heat if I only end up with like 1 or 2 bets tonight just to have some more action. But as of right now, this would be Heat or pass for me. So, wow. You guys all like Dallas, really? 65% of you clicked Dallas.
You said it to start. You said everybody's going to look at Miami, double overtime, and go bet Dallas.
Damn. I guess my argument wasn't very compelling. Charlotte at Atlanta. And maybe we'll get to see Trae Young tonight. How about that?
Yeah, he's trending towards returning right now.
It's what I read. Does that mean I'm trying to lay 10.5 with the Hawks going off a double overtime game? The answer is no. To be honest, I actually could be coerced into a Hornets bet here. It's a division game. Maybe they take it seriously, but no, I'll put Hornets up, but I'm not betting this.
Well, the Hornets, I think this one is a game where you play the over. Hornets playing with Grant Williams at center so far every game so far this month. They've gone over 4 out of the 5 games. And Hawks, I trust them to play up tempo. And Trae, I know I don't always like to back teams with their stars first game back, but I still think Trae is going to boost the offense. And the other players who are questionable, Murray and Hunter, I mean, if anything, you're losing a lot of defense if they're ruled out for the Atlanta side. So I thought the over was the correct way. I got it at 220. I still would endorse it at 221.
You bet this one?
Yes.
You know what? Maybe let me just check to see what the current price is. Maybe I'll tell.
I mean, if you like the Hornets, I feel like it's not gonna. I mean, well,
no, I don't like the Hornets. Defense. I don't like the Hornets. That was gun to my head putting a pick up for the show. I don't like the Hornets. I just don't like the Hawks either. Right? But I mean, the over makes sense. A lot of times this season we've seen we're trying to gauge how these teams look on back-to-backs, right? Should we bet them? Should we fade them? But the answer is probably we should just take the over in those games because the defense seems to be what slacks off on the second leg.
I'll share this trend, and it's just off the top of my head. It was going back a few years, I think 3 or 4 seasons, and it is the last 7 games of the season. So after game number 75, we're looking at double-digit favorites when both teams are on a back-to-back, I believe. And that one was 8-2 or 10-2 to the over. So it was saying that these games don't have a lot of defense.
All right, I'm writing that down.
I'll send you a better one to write down.
I'll write it down as a possible. I'm writing that down as a possible. I'm not betting it yet. I don't want to put like some shitty NBA bets down and then find out that I got 6 MLB bets I want to bet later. So as of right now, it's a positive. It's a possible. Next up, Orlando, Milwaukee, and I was the only one in the Discord that wanted to bet the Bucks here. Everyone wants to bet the Magic here. Everyone is betting the Magic. I wanted to get to Milwaukee. I know Giannis is out. I know.
Sorry, can you? My bad. Can we screen share here?
Yeah. Yeah. I think you can. How do we do that? I think in the menu there. Yeah, see.
Does that work?
Yeah, I can get this on. Hold on one second.
Okay, so I didn't mean to cut you off. That's just what I was talking about. Since I didn't have the numbers, I was pulling it up.
Yeah.
And if you, let me know when you have it up, I'll show you.
Right. There it is.
All right, so season it's since 2020, double-digit favorites after game number 75, and they're unrested. It's only been 12 instances, 10-2 to the over, 8-4 against the spread. 2 games today, but I do like this one quite a bit, up and over.
So the Spurs Thunder also fits this description?
It does.
All right. So yeah, I got that one written down as a possible. How about this one? I know no Giannis. I know everyone's better than Magic, but I watched basically every minute of that Orlando-Houston game last night. And look, I know Franz Wagner may be returning. Let me check to see if there's an update on that.
I think he's still game time.
Oh, Fultz is questionable too now. But I thought Orlando looked like absolute trash. I don't even think Houston played that well. They were so bad. They couldn't protect the basketball at all, and that's been a theme this year. They do a lot of things well. They can't protect the ball. They were just giving it away. There's just no shooting, no consistency on the offensive side of the ball. Maybe the Bucks got a spark last night, beating the number 1 seed Celtics. Did you see the stats on the Celtics game? 52 3-point attempts, 0 free throw attempts.
Yeah, no free throws.
52 threes. No, that's based like you cannot portray we don't give a fuck more than that. 52 threes, not a single free throw attempt. But maybe that was a morale boost. I want to bet the Bucks here, but I'm probably not going to. I know everyone's going to be taking the Magic.
I mean, very, very important game.
For both teams.
Yeah, both teams. Those seeds 2 through 6 in the East separated by 2.5 games, and this is seed 2 and 4. So no Giannis is a big deal. I still don't want to trust the Bucks yet, but you've heard me say this. I've had a tough time with Orlando all year long. I'll just lean towards Orlando right now.
Yeah, I mean, I figure most are going to be. They're saying no Middleton in the chat, and Middleton is out, but I don't know how much Middleton moves the needle for me at this point in his career. He's still good. I'm not saying he's a bad player, but this is certainly not the 2020 Chris Middleton. He's kind of one-dimensional. Like he's still a solid scorer, but he's not the quickest guy on defense and doesn't really facilitate. It's Chris Middleton being out wouldn't ever put me on or take me off a bet. How about that?
Fair.
Giannis, though. Giannis is a notable missing piece, but Middleton at this point.
I would want Franz in, though.
Yeah. And that was what was so ugly. The Magic had no offense last night.
Mm-hmm.
Paolo Banchero forcing like 18-foot contested jump shots where it's like, there's no way the coach drew that up. Like, there's no way that was the play. I can guarantee you that was not the play call there. Spurs plus 17. And, yeah, I was at the point with the Magic where it's like, unless they're playing a trash team, I may not bet this team again. But maybe Wagner coming back gives them – maybe the offense just needs a little bit of a spark because they can play some defense. But now we got Spurs, Thunder, and Wemby was just been ruled out for this game, I believe, too.
Yes.
That was kind of recent.
Yeah, maybe an hour ago.
Yeah, like an hour ago. Yeah, so no Wemby. I mean, Oklahoma City's missing Dort, Jalen Williams, and Hayward questionable. How do you even? Are you
going to Jalen Williams though?
Oh, it's the other. Yes, it's the big man. Well, I guess they're both technically. They're 4 and 5. It's the one that comes off the bench. Jay. Yes. Jalen Williams. Are you sticking to your over trend here?
Well, I decided to go with OKC first half team total. And it was 59.5. And I did like what it was saying with the over trend. Also, Spurs without Wemby, I mean, you're missing your defensive player of the year. I think it's going to be a lot easier for them to attack the rim tonight. And the OKC has a lot to play for. I should pull up the standings one more time. I believe, Denver and Minnesota play tonight. And the loser of that, I think they can leapfrog if they win tonight. So I think OKC is going to care about this game. For as much as I've come and talked to you and said that OKC doesn't care, I think this is one where they actually do, and it's going to be easier to score without Wemby. So at least the first half, I'll go, since they're on the back-to-back, I'll go with the over.
Ugh. I mean, I don't see how the Spurs are making stops, so I can't say I disagree with it. But I'm not telling that one. How about that? I'm good. I'm good on that. I mean, I know the Spurs defense, they were playing good defense against a three-point shot, but that was like 3 weeks ago now, so I don't even know if that's still a thing. I'm good. Actually, community's leaning towards Spurs, 47%, 30% in favor of San Antonio, so people are down to take the points here. Maybe a lot of them don't know that Wemby's not playing. But
yeah, that would move the needle for me, absolutely.
Yeah. He's living up to the hype, that guy. Hasn't really resulted in many wins, but I think they put on a little bit of a showcase down the stretch here where if you're a Spurs fan, I feel like you're very excited for next year.
Absolutely.
Should certainly be at least in the play-in next year.
I think they're looking up. Yeah. They should get a point guard. I mean, it's a lot of point guards who are going to be available soon. They'll probably get one.
Yeah, well, they could use one. So, I mean, obviously the best game of the night is right here, the battle for the 1 seed in the West. You got to think whoever wins this probably is going to be the 1 seed in the Western Conference. I mean, it's not definitive, but most likely. I haven't bet it yet. Interested to hear what you have to say, but I kind of want to lay it with Denver is where I want to be. But Aaron Gordon being questionable, right? I don't like that.
Well, everybody's questionable now.
Oh, Murray questionable too.
A whole starting 5.
Thanks, NBA.
Some of them, or I'll say this, KCP, Porter, and Jokic are probable, but Murray and Gordon are truly questionable.
I knew Gordon was questionable. I thought the rest were probable, but Murray is a true questionable, it looks like.
Yeah. It makes it dirty.
No, Jokic isn't out. Jokic is probable, he's saying.
I'll say this. I kind of wanted to bet. I mean, I don't want to bet against Denver, is how I feel. But I definitely would want them to be healthy for this game. I feel like this game matters for both teams, but it matters even more for Denver just because they don't have the tiebreaker with Minnesota or OKC. So if they lose this game, they have like nothing else to play for. When, in other words, like on the other side, they can wrap up the West and have everything come through Denver. So lean Denver. I didn't get to the window with it. I would probably wait at this point until the injury report is final.
This is why I'm leaning Denver. So obviously this is going to be most likely the 1 and 2 seed. Oklahoma City can still jump, but Denver, if Minnesota wins this game, they're going into the playoffs, and potentially we may see this series later in the year. Minnesota's going to come into that series with some confidence. They're actually 3-0 against the spread against the Nuggets this year, 2-1 straight up. So if Minnesota beats Denver here, the element of like, oh, we're the defending champs and you should fear us, that's not a thing. I mean, they would go into the playoffs having beaten the Nuggets 3 out of 4 times and covered all 4. There's no mental edge there. Minnesota would enter a series against Denver right now if they win here, and we can beat these guys in 5 games, which is not the mentality you want your opponent coming in. So I think for the simple fact that Denver hasn't played well against Minnesota this year, you would think that means, oh, let's take Minnesota, then they're playing them tough. But it actually makes me lean the other way. I want to see I expect to see Denver put an exclamation point down here. So that's where I want to be also. I didn't bet it. I'm kind of exactly what Skee said. That's how I feel. The injury question marks, but I think as long as this doesn't touch 8, I'm down to lay it. I think Denver wins pretty comfortably here. I think the defense shows up, and Denver wins by 12 or 13. I think it's a nice Nuggets win. That's where I want to be. Didn't bet it yet, though.
Well, we're in agreement. I'll sit and wait. Maybe if they get a full starting 5, I'll jump in.
Yeah, I mean, looks like most of the pieces are going to be in there. I think if Gordon's ruled out but Murray's going to play, I'd be down.
Yeah, but I don't like them really when they don't have Murray.
No, I know. Their offense is completely different without Jamal Murray on there.
Yeah.
Now, here's one. I'm looking great in this one. I'm holding I posted it in the Discord last night. Oh, I posted on the website too. Suns -2. Unfortunately,
Hopefully you don't have to use that trash can at the end of the day.
Oh, I know. The CLV trash can.
Yeah.
So I'm holding a ton of value here. I'm on the Suns at -2. To be honest, I'd still take them at 7.5. I'm not down. I'm not the type, if you watch the channel, I'm not the type to just fade a team because their star players are out. In fact, sometimes you can find value. But just the fact that the Clippers embarrassed and humiliated the Suns last night, they're going to want to get it back. So I'd still go Suns at 7.5. I'm very happy to have it at 2, though.
Yeah, that's absolutely great job by you getting the best of the number. And the Suns, they're now in the play-in tournament after last night's loss. They need some help. They need to probably win outright. They need the Pelicans to lose some games to get out of it. But you don't want to fall any further. So I think you get a full effort from the Suns. The Clippers still do need to win one more game. But they play, I think, the Rockets and the Jazz after this. They can win either one of those games.
To get the 4, right?
Right. So I would be looking towards Phoenix. Only way I could play
it. Scenario. It's 3 hours from now. Would you jump in Phoenix at 7.5?
I am not going to be betting it.
Yeah,
but
I hear you on that. If I didn't already have a ticket, I would probably just be Suns or pass for me. This number's huge on the road.
I'm not into betting the ass into the line. I just don't like to do it.
Right. Well, that's actually our last game. I told you it was going to be quick. There's not a ton of value right now, but we'll definitely do some playoff. We'll talk and we'll figure out playoff schedule. I don't know if you do the show at the same time. Do you do 1:30 still? Or are you still figuring it out?
Yeah, still figuring it out.
All right, we'll talk then. We'll figure out because I'll be obviously doing stuff for the playoffs, so we'll figure out how to make it work.
Sounds good.
All right, man.
Oh, we're already off?
We're 8 games. We're done. That's the last one. See, next time I got baseball graphics ready. We're going right into MLB here.
All right, bro.
Later. Yep. Yeah, I hear you, Toast. So yeah, I told you guys that was going to be quick. There's just the NBA's tough right now, and I was talking about this the other day. It happens in every sport. I know NBA gets a lot of shit for it, but Week 18 in the NFL is betting wise is trash. The last 2-3 weeks of baseball season, pretty trash to bet. It just gets to a point where the value is gone, and that's where we're at in the NBA. And this, why it gets talked about is this is the part of the season everyone will remember, because everyone will remember this. And then in the offseason when NBA started, people are like, oh, the regular season sucks, when they're remembering this part of it.
Makes about right.
So where is Mr. Prop Beaver? I wonder if he saw my tweet. Let me call him. Where is he at?
He just wrote me back on Twitter because we were talking about the slate kind of.
Yo, you ready to come on the stream? We're live right now. Yeah, we're there. They're terrible games though. We're done already. Later. He said I'll be on in a second. All right. Yeah, Toast, you got your stupid ass Twins bet.
Did you even bet the Dodgers?
No. I didn't post anything on the site. I was going to post the D-backs. That was the one I was closest, and then it was D-backs and Washington plus 1.5. Those are the two that I was like, should I post? But I think the fact that I had back-to-back sweeps, I didn't want to post. I want to keep the sweep streak alive, so I didn't want to post something that I didn't really want to bet. So
no, that makes total sense. I get it. I don't have a lot for the night slate. I have a player prop. Yeah.
Wow, the Nats are down 2 runs already, and Arizona's losing. So it's probably a good thing that I ended up passing.
Yeah, Arizona just gave up a 2-run shot. So I need 3 outs from the Phillies because my over in the Mariners game is not going to happen.
You took the over in the Mariners game?
Yeah, man. Under was free. Everybody got paid. It's
all
true.
Right, Prop Beaver's here.
They set the total at 8, and they haven't scored a run. And yeah, I should have known better because as soon as of course Gilbert comes and pitches well. Like I should have known, but whatever.
Did I bet the D-backs? I might actually bet the D-backs. I don't know. I was talking about what I posted. What gets counted on the website in our standings is what gets posted on the website. And I didn't post any bets on the website. That's what I meant. But as far as what I bet on the phone during the show, I mean, probably a lot of shit. I bet some golf bets, too, while I was doing that. But what we go by our standings on the website because that's what everyone sees. Not everyone watches the show on there. So when I post on the website, everyone sees it. So that's what gets counted. All right, so White Sox at Guardians. White Sox plus 202 dogs.
It's a hell of a matchup right here. Must-see TV.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, it seemed like a lot of people had some good reviews about the Masters content.
Oh yeah, that was good. Good stuff.
John Bender says,
about that, or
John Bender says, Beaver, can we talk some seam?
Sure.
Sure.
We'll talk seam.
Tanner Bybee, bet on pitcher or no? Prop Beaver?
Oh, you're talking to me? When you say bet on pitcher, I assume it's the master of bet on pitcher, the creator of the list. I do like Tanner Bybee quite a bit, and at home he would be even more of a bet on pitcher. Yeah, so what I did for this one is I just went with a Guardians double result. If I had to place a bet in this game, that's what it would be. I think this line's a little bit outrageous, to be completely honest with you. I do think Eric Fetty's going to be better this season, but he struggled with lefties before he left for the KBO. He's been a bit worse for his lefties now while he's in the MLB. You can see his 5.78 xFIP against lefties is a whole 3 points higher than it is against righties. So from what we've seen thus far, I expect him to struggle a lot more against lefties. Guardians start 7 lefties daily. They've been continuing to hit righties. They have shown zero signs of slowing down. So I think they should be able to put some runs up on Fetty, even if I do think there's some improvement there. And then on the other side, I mean, just looking at this White Sox lineup, I mean, Jesus Christ, it's so bad without Robert and Jimenez, and they just Bybee dealt against his team last year, 6.2 innings, 3 earned runs, and that was a much better White Sox lineup. Now he's going to be at home, coming in with momentum off that good Twins start. The 8 righties to face the White Sox thus far have combined for a 1.31 ERA. So as long as Bybee pitches to his standards and the Guardians keep doing what they're doing, I think we get into the we get through the first 5 of the lead and we win the ball game as well, considering Cleveland has a day off tomorrow. Should be able to use those high leverage arms.
I actually cast a bet on this game yesterday, not one on the website, but in the Discord. I live bet Cleveland plus 2.5 when they were down 5-0, and they lost by 2, so it covered by the hook. When you were talking, I just went and looked at the White Sox team total because I was like, oh, I'll take a White Sox team total on their 3.5. It's at 2.5. 2.5. That's what the White Sox team total is for the game. That just shows you that the odds makers are not expecting Chicago to score any runs here. So I guess the only way I would go, I mean, I don't like laying the 1.5 with the home team. This is the only way I'd go right here. And especially
Tanner.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say Tanner Bybee's earned runs is 1.5 at -155 to the over. So I don't think it's that crazy that they score 2 or 3. Just saying.
I was trying to bet they're under. I was trying to bet White Sox team total under 3.5.
Yeah, and to be fair, 1.5 is a low earned run line.
But no,
usually,
I get it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, 2.5 is like the standard. Usually, you'll see. So.
Well, what I want to do is find a way to fade the second half of the game, because I've heard some people say they like Fetty, so maybe like a first 5 under, but that's probably going to be at 3.5, 4.
Well, the second, just careful because you're not going to have Gaddis. Barlow went 27 yesterday. So those 2 of your top 3 arms are very, very used. I'm just throwing it out there. I understand the White Sox suck. I'm just making.
I see. So this is going to be a pass for me then. I'm not trying to lay 1.5 with. A couple people I trust have spoke highly of what they expect from Fetty this year, but there's no way I expect Chicago to touch Bybee. So first 5 under. You know what? I'm taking Cleveland -1.5 off because my favorite bet would actually be the first 5 under.
Yeah. Again, I This is a pass for me too. I wanted to play first 5 under, but I listened to Prop Beaver, and I understand that not only is Fetty going to struggle against lefties, at this point, the way that their lineup's constructed right now, they're going to have 8 guys hitting from the left side of the plate. The only guy that's not hitting from the left side because Ramirez is going to switch is Laureano. So it's just going to be extra bad. But I do expect Fetty to pitch well today. I lean first 5 under as well, but it's such a small number, and I don't really expect much from the White Sox. I really wanted to play White Sox first 5. I really did. I just can't get there because especially with Moncada going down yesterday as well. That's just one more, like, not that Moncada is that good, but at least he's a guy that plays essentially every day in Major League Baseball. Leon Sosa or whatever his name isn't going to be that guy. So yeah, I just can't get there. It's under or pass. Yeah.
Chris Brady
Moncada's out too. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he blew his knee out or his leg out yesterday right into first.
Chris Brady in the comments saying he's going back to the Royals again tonight. We
good luck, dude. That bullpen is fucking
taxed. I was gonna say I don't think so, man. I mean, good luck to you, but I don't think I'm gonna be doing that.
So is Houston's, but we'll get there.
I was gonna say though, can't you make the same argument?
No,
that one's a tough one. That's really a toss-up.
No, well, the part of the reason I took the Royals last night, though, it wasn't just like, oh, I like the Royals. I like Cole Reagans. I like Houston coming off that series with the travel. There was a lot of factors in last night's game that aren't factors in this one.
I will just say though, Presley, Abreu, and Montero have all gone 3 of the past 4 days, likely not available today. Whereas you can't say that about the Royals. Like, yeah, they used their guys yesterday, but
MacArthur
they all
pitched.
had a day of. Okay, MacArthur pitched, but he still has a day of rest in between, so he could go tonight if they really needed him to.
All right. So I'm 2-0 in this series. I took the Reds in the first game, and I took the Brewers in last night. Your boy, one of your favorite pitchers, Ashby, on the mound against Hunter Green. What do you like?
On the mound. He was on the mound yesterday.
Oh yeah. Why did
he got
Andy messed up the graphics?
Come on, Andy. Jesus, be better.
No, really?
Andy
wasn't right.
Andy would never make a mistake.
I know.
So it's Wade Miley, by the way, that's pitching for the Brewers. I like Miley, and I like Miley. What do you think of Hunter Green? Someone want to talk?
Sure, I'll go.
You didn't give any fucking transition there. What the hell are you talking about?
How about this? Toast, would you like
somebody want to talk?
Toast, why don't you? How about this? Toast, would you like to share your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I would. I played the Brewers money line at plus 120, I think it was. It might be 110, whatever it is. Yeah, I took the Brewers at plus 115. It was. Sorry. I first and foremost, I don't really think of Hunter Green as a quote unquote bet on pitcher or what have you. I understand he looks decent in his first 2 starts, but that was against the Nationals and the Mets. 2 lineups that don't really strike fear into me. I understand, Kyle, the Mets have been playing better baseball of lately, but at the time they were playing like dog poo-poo. And Milwaukee has had a lot of seen Hunter Green a lot. They play in the same division, so they've seen him a lot and had pretty decent success against him as well. The issue is with the Brewers is what are you going to get from Wade Miley? I expect him to pitch well today. I don't think that we're going to get a ton of length out of him, but I also think that the Milwaukee bullpen is kind of criminally underrated right now. And even with Uribe, who's their closer, going 24 pitches and Pinguero going 36, they still have Piamps and Milner, Wilson. So I truly think there's an easy path to victory here. Cincinnati has all their bullpen arms as well, but this Milwaukee team has just been absolutely rolling right now. 29 runs in their last 3 games. I have no reason to believe they're going to slow down here against Hunter Green and make Great America Small Park. So I think the only real edge that Cincinnati has is a small pitching advantage in this starting pitching advantage. Besides that, I think all advantages go to the Brew Crew. So I'll take the plus money.
Wade Miley, didn't he come from the Reds?
Yes.
Is this his first time pitching in his old Great American as a road pitcher?
I'm not sure.
No, I thought I'd seen something.
Can't remember. Last time he pitched there was like 2019. I don't know if he was in. Who was he? He was with the Astros.
Last time he was there was as a Astro in 2019. He didn't.
Oh, so he did pitch against. Okay.
Yep. And he pitched against them as a Brewer too.
He shut them down last year as a Brewer. I like that, Toast. I'm going Brewers. I'm also not the biggest Hunter Green guy. I think he's a little bit overrated. So yeah, Brewers. I'm writing this down on my list.
Yeah, it's Brewers or pass for me, but I don't really love this because I mean, Miley's just not very well stretched out. I forget where I was looking at. I'm trying to find it in my notes here, but I believe he only has about 7 innings of work total from spring training and the minor league rehab start heading into this game. And we've seen some pitchers recently come in, not stretched out. There was Framber in the opening week or whatever. And then there was somebody else recently who just came in not stretched out, and they got their absolute shit rocked. And that's my only problem with this one, because I don't think the Reds lineup is very good against lefties. But if he's going to come in and the command's going to be wonky, then pretty much anybody can beat anybody if their command's going to be dog shit. So I lean Milwaukee, but I'm going to pass on this one.
I personally think the wrong team is favored in this one. I know Green probably has the starting pitching edge over Miley, but the Reds are after that run they went on last year, that was very, what's the word? Like publicized. Like they became like a hyped up team, the Reds last year. So entering the season, I thought they were overvalued. And then they had that big 10-run game, right, the other night when I picked them. But 6 of those runs came in 1 inning. So if you just take a step back and look at the Red season, it looks, if you just remove 1 inning, it just looks a lot different. I don't think this lineup is as good as people think. So Brewers at plus money feels like a valuable play, and I always liked Miley personally. So yeah, I think I'm gonna bet that one. It might be a smaller bet, but I think I'm gonna play that one.
I also like Willy Adames in that game. I think Willy Adames has a big day.
48%, 39%. Community agrees with us, by the way, but not overwhelmingly. There's a lot of people betting the Reds out there.
The only thing I saw was that one was a delay postponement candidate, but considering it's 436,
they were saying in the comments, They were saying the weather's really bad out there. So
I would assume that's why the total's at 8.5. Even though there are 2 good pitchers on the mound, I thought it was going to be at 9.5. So
yeah, that series, you would think higher than that,
especially with the past 2 games.
Well, we have to talk about the Padres again, and this team sucks, man. Like, what is going on? Truly, what is going on? Are they like one of the worst teams in the NL?
No.
Could have fooled me. So, should we back your boy here, Cease?
Do what you got to do, bro.
I'm asking you.
I'm on the Padres. I bet them last night at minus 138. I didn't think the world was going to be on them. Obviously, the world's on them. I do expect Cease to pitch very well today. I understand he pitched. He's starting to pitch better. I understand he faced the Giants 2 times in a row, but he has a really good history against the Chicago lineup. His last 2 times facing against these guys, 13 total innings, only 2 runs, 16 strikeouts. And the last time he faced him, he had 4 walks. As long as he can clean that up, I just think that there's a true path to victory. I didn't want to play on the Padres yesterday later in the game because of Suarez and Peralta going the day before. Everybody in the Suarez, Peralta, Matsui, De Los Santos, Cosgrove, or not Cosgrove, all those first 4 are all ready to go in the Padres bullpen. So if Cease and the boys come to play, this should be an easy Padres victory, but it never seems to be like that.
When scrolling to your Padres moneyline graphic, I noticed the Cubs first 5 moneyline graphic in there, which means I know what prop Beaver's on. He is fading Cease.
Yeah. Dude, the Cubs are just rolling right now. Whether Cease is good or not, I mean, right now the Cubs are 8th in WRC plus against righties. They're 2nd in OBP. They're 1st in walk rate. The last 8 starting righties to face them have combined for a 6.95 ERA, and they're not even hitting home runs at a high rate. Amongst that group, we got Musgrove, Darvish, we got Gray, we got Miller. Yamamoto was able to shut them down, but that guy's just simply a different breed. I know Cease is very, very good, but he has been worse against lefties than righties. There are some good lefties in this Cubs lineup. I don't know. I just feel like right now, yes, Cease has looked good the first 2 games, but have you seen the Giants lineup against righties? They've looked like a heaping pile of shit. So I don't know if I could exactly go ahead and say I'm all too impressed with that. And then on the other side, we got Kyle Hendricks. I kind of think this is a nice buy low spot on Hendricks, and I'm not even a big Kyle Hendricks guy. We've seen this Padres lineup struggle to produce against him in the past, just a 622 OPS. He's always done well against the Padres. His last 6 games against them. He's got a 2.35 ERA, 0.89 whip. His last 4 at San Diego, he's got a 2.13 ERA. He's 3-1, 0.87 whip. Now, I know the first 2 games of the year, he has looked absolutely brutal. There's no denying that. But can we be a little fair here? The guy faced the Rangers and the Dodgers, 2 of the top 3 lineups against righties thus far. This might be the perfect buy low against a Padres lineup that has been greatly underwhelming against righties. The last 7 to face them have combined for a 2.74 ERA, 1.05 whip. Against righties thus far, they rank just 13th in WRC+, 17th in ISO. If you filter from April 1st on, they actually fall to 25th and 26th in WRC+ and OPS. I've seen this guy Hendricks put on this bullshit where he looks like ass. Everybody and their mother gets amped up to fade him. He sucks. And then what does he do? He goes 7 innings, allows 2 hits, and you're questioning life. You don't understand what the hell just happened. I think this is one of those spots here. So I'm looking at Cubs first 5 money line, and then I'm also looking at Cease over 2.5 walks. Cease has walked 2 guys each of the first 2 starts. He's always had a bit of command issues going back to last year. When you have that good of stuff, sometimes you miss the zone. And the Cubs are drawing walks at the highest rate in the league. He's gone over 3 of 5 matchups against them. And they have Tauchman in the lineup tonight. That guy's elite at drawing walks. So considering that as well at plus money.
I really like your angle on the buy low spot on Kyle Hendricks. Made a lot of sense.
Right? I think so, right? I
Neglected
like
to tell you the Padres just took him to town last year in San Diego.
Did you neglect to tell us that?
No, yes. I looked at the overall history, sir. Yeah. I don't look at 1-year data.
Wow.
Like your pig ass.
He's only getting worse.
He's only getting better.
What do you guys think of this? Based on what both you said, where I wanted to go, based on both of
not
you.
Not playing over because I think Cease's pitch is well.
I'm not saying that. Padres team total under 4.5.
No.
Yeah, it's a coin flip. I think, I truly believe the Padres are probably going to either score 8 or 9, or they might not score 0. So yeah, I mean, I get it. It's a pretty
because the one thing I'll give Toast about his full game angle is that once you get to the bullpen, right, there's no Alzolay. That's your boy, Kyle. There's no Alzolay. Went 2 days in a row. No Alzolay. Leiter has thrown the past 3 or 4 days, so he's not going to be there. So really, you're only rocking with Nerez, Cuas, Almonte went the last 3. You have a gassed Cubs pen here.
They're so gassed, but I didn't even mention it because if the Padres aren't hitting, it's not going to matter. But yes, they're absolutely gassed. Even what's his face, Drew Smiley, the long relief guy, threw 30 pitches yesterday. So yeah. It's just all bad.
People are saying people are saying Cubs run line in the comments. It's minus 170, man. Minus 1
value.
Yeah, I don't know.
Damn it. I guess I won't bet the Padres. So I'll put Cubs up, but unfortunately, without Alzolay's my guy.
I wouldn't bet the Padres at minus 150 either, just for the record, guys.
Yeah, he got it at a better price, but we don't have a graphic made for his better price that he got last night. And also,
which
that's
is fine.
Useful. Yeah, I mean, there's no point in giving out bets that they can't bet anyway. So
right.
49%, 37% Cubs. So I think the community has about had it with the San Diego Padres.
We all have.
Fish Yankees. What do you mean? This is an easy Yankees minus 1.5.
I mean, yeah. I'm not gonna argue that. I was gonna say Yankees minus 1.5 or first 5 over. If we just weren't gonna do.
Wait. What do you think of Stroman this season?
I think he's actually pitched a lot better than I expected him to pitch, especially against Houston. I mean, Toronto isn't like a very good lineup, but he's pitched really well, especially, and he's already pitched in New York, so that helps. I don't know. I just feel like it's only a matter of time before he gives up a couple runs. The Fish have been kind of sneaky, scoring a couple runs. I don't know. I just the price was crazy for the Yankees. I didn't really want to deal with it, so yeah.
I think I might be down the lay the 1.5 here. Prop Beaver?
I like the over here. Over 8.5 or pass pretty much. Weathers is awful. And sneakily, as kind of Toast was alluding to, the starting righties to face the Marlins have surprisingly all gotten hidden up, with each of them allowing 3+ runs and 4 or 5 of them allowing 4+ runs. So that's a lot of runs right there. And then we got Ryan Weathers opposite Stroman, who's one of the worst pitchers I've ever seen, facing the Yankees lineup that yesterday I took their first 5 team total over. It took just about everything going wrong for them not to hit 3 runs through the first 5. If that luck swings their way today, they should get 7 runs through the first 5. They are more than capable of doing it. This is a really good lineup against lefties. I agree with Toast too that Stroman has looked really good so far. I am a Stroman guy. I love Stroman, but I also think he's due a bit of regression. If he does hold in check, let's say he allows 1 or 2 runs, Yankees could put up 9 on the Marlins with Weathers and that dog shit bullpen by themselves. So,
a bullpen that they saw yesterday, almost every arm in that bullpen come out of there. Not that they're unavailable, but Bender, Nardi, Soriano, and Sanchez, that's 4 of their top 5 arms. The Yankees all saw them yesterday. So,
yeah. And aren't the Yankees? The Yankees? This is their 3rd lefty in a row. They're seeing Luzardo.
Yeah, that too.
Puck, Weathers. The Yankees are going to put up a 10-piece in this game, man. I don't even care if you guys think they're going to get to Stroman. I still think the Yankees will just maybe Yankees team total over then.
I didn't mean to get to Stroman like I thought the Fish had a chance. I was just saying that I thought that they could score a couple runs and it wouldn't be surprised. That's all.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I follow you. What about, dude? You can get the Yankees team total over at 4.5, but it's juiced. I don't care. I'm playing this.
I don't understand the lines they have for the Yankees today.
Well, they only scored 3 runs yesterday. Puck actually pitched pretty well.
I guess if you're just looking at data, he pitched pretty well.
Toast, can I get a weather report in Yankee
Watching the
Stadium,
game,
please?
he was awful.
I mean, I could just look outside.
For that game, yeah, I can give you a weather report.
It looks
kind of
cloudy.
Stadium, minus 15% home runs, minus 12%. Looking at 61 degrees with the wind blowing in from right
so
field.
So it's minus 16%. Is that like significant?
Not really, no.
Okay. So screw it. I'm betting this. Yankees team total over 4.5. I'll lay the juice. Maybe I'll take like a. Maybe I'll make it a little bit riskier and take over 5.5 at like plus 140 or something. What's that price at? See, you're right here. You can get Caesars.
Plus 100 at 5.
Yeah, I could get a plus 100 at over 5. That's what I'm going to bet, and I'm putting that on the ticket.
I think I'm going to do just the team total. I really want to put it over, though.
I'm not betting anything in this game.
Because you're a coward?
No, because the Ryan Weathers lines are freaking me out.
See, you're letting the odds makers get in your head.
The odds makers are pretty good at what they do.
They're pretty good.
Turns out they're pretty good at this thing.
70% of you said Yankees, 13% over, and then 11% Marlins. So nobody's betting the Fish here, so watch them win. All right.
Just going with Ryan Weathers.
Speaking of the odds makers.
Yeah, Beaver, take your story.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I'm taking the Orioles team total over 4.5 here. I'll just get right into this one. I love Cutter Crawford. That's my guy. I've been talking about him pretty much every stream that he's been starting. He is the shit. I think he's an excellent pitcher. But with that being said, this guy, Cutter Crawford, cannot pitch at home, as can every other Boston Red Sox pitcher. At home, he's got a 6.04 ERA, 3.53 WOBA, and a 1.45 WHIP. That is compared to a 3.56 ERA, 2.83 WOBA, and 1.07 WHIP at home. Significantly worse at home, and on top of that, he's also been weaker against lefties. His worst spot in his career has been at home against lefties, where he owns a putrid 4.16 WOBA, 2.6 home runs per 9, and a 6.79 xFIP. I didn't know xFIPs go that high, and that is pretty terrifying because with Jackson Holliday being called up, the Orioles are projected to start 7 lefties here. The lineup was confirmed, and they are starting 7 lefties here. This lineup already has a 1,020 OPS against him and a 312 average. Now, I'm not blind to the fact that the Orioles' results against starting righties haven't been up to their standards lately, but overall, they're 5th in WRC+, 2nd in ISO, 7th in OPS, and despite allowing 0 runs through his first 2 starts of the season, Cutter Crawford's earned run line in this game is at a whopping 3.5, juiced only minus 140 to the under on Bet365. Unless the books became a charity overnight, they are heavily suggesting that Cutter Crawford is about to get his shit rocked here. And if that's the case, then I really like our chances because the Orioles have been crushing bullpens. From the 6th to 9th innings, they're 3rd in WRC plus and 4th in OPS. I respect the Red Sox bullpen, but combine the Orioles' late inning success with Crawford's nightmarishly bad 12.4 ERA the 3rd time through the order.
Ew.
And I think the full game team total is the move here. I know the weather is a bit shaky in terms of rain, but delays could throw off pitchers, and Ballpark Pal doesn't project much, if any, decrease in hitting conditions with just a negative 4% run factor. Really like the O's to get it going today. Sometimes when those young kids get up, the whole team gets behind them. We saw that with Ellie DeCruz last year. So hoping that is the same here for the O's tonight.
Okay. I like a lot of what you said, but I don't think that that earned run line is as sketchy as you made it seem. He sucks at home.
3.5 is high as hell, Kyle. That is some Coors Field-esque shit right there. They don't set 3.5s unless they think a guy's going to get rocked. They don't do that. I've been looking at earned run lines for 2 years now.
So what's the situation, Toast? What's the situation with Baltimore's bullpen? Why are we not playing Baltimore at this short price then?
I'm trying to get there myself. I just don't know what I'm going to get out of Cole Irvin. I don't trust him. He's freaking terrible. He doesn't. I will say, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I would say first 5 over a pass. I can't bet. I don't know if I can bet Baltimore with Cole Irvin on the mound. I just really can't do it. Not that Boston's a team that's like scaring me versus left-handed pitching or anything like that. I mean, especially with Story out.
Yeah, this team can't hit lefties. Let's just play Baltimore here, right? What are we doing? Here?
That's my lean, man. It's Cole Irvin that's throwing me off. So I do that. And then, by the way, Jackson Holiday's up. I'm going to play his under hits at plus 150.
Guys, don't worry. I'm not a coward. Let's go O's.
So
they're giving us a short price. Prop Beaver splits on Cutter Crawford are correct. This dude is an ace on the road, but in Fenway, he sucks. So judging by Cutter Crawford's numbers in Fenway Park, I don't even know if they have the starting pitching advantage here. Baltimore's bullpen is rested. Give me the O's at a short price. Yeah, I don't care that it's square.
Is it even super square?
I would imagine the Baltimore Orioles at minus 105 are generally going to be pretty square. One of the better teams in baseball, you would think, right?
I mean, I don't know. If you're a guy looking at the SportsCenter app or whatever, you see Cole Irvin with a 17 ERA and you see Cutter Crawford with a 0 ERA, and you're like, wow, they're the same price. I think I'm going to bet on that side.
Oh, and I was asking too because it looked like the pie charts were.
He's got a 7 ERA, not a 17.
He should have a 17. My bad. I was using my mental XFIP.
I was using his expected ERA is 113.
Yeah, his ex Beaver's horrendous.
So Toast says some weak ass lean. What was it again?
Baltimore, or first 5 over.
You said first 5 over. There we go. All right. Community agrees with me. 53%, 29% in favor of Baltimore. Next up, I believe this is the game of the night.
It's got postponed.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And it's a goddamn shame because I really like the Mets. Ugh.
We're gonna split that series.
I know, and tonight would have been the goddamn night.
Wait, is tomorrow a doubleheader?
Got to his ass.
Unfortunately, yeah, most likely.
That almost ensures that the Nets will.
It almost makes you, if we get this same match in the morning, it makes you, if you're getting a huge price, it's probably worth playing.
I'm taking the Mets plus money in both games because they'll win.
Yeah,
one.
And just see, and like
we'll win one,
or
right? Both.
If they win the first one, I'm not playing the second one. I can assure you.
Oh hell yeah!
No, I'm playing them both from the jump because if they win the first one, the price will get worse on the second one. Okay. Sharpington.
They can have my.
So what do we want to do? Do we want to do a community parlay with 8 games?
There's still another game, boss.
There's still another game. There's 2 more games.
Oh my God, there's 2 more. I know. I was seeing if you guys were paying attention to the slate because sometimes I like to throw curveballs in there. We got 2 more games.
Thank you. That was really good.
And someone in the comments, I don't know. I think it was Chris Brady said he likes the Royals. He's going right back to the Royals here at the plus 100 price. Royals came through for us. That was a great game too.
That was awesome.
That was awesome.
That was freaking awesome. And I don't know what it was, but like I knew we were gonna win. Like we were going to extra innings. I was like, the Royals are winning this game. I don't know why I had this. I had a confidence about me.
Once I saw that Reagans was able to hold the Astros to 3 runs on 10 hits, I'm like, all right, he's giving us a shot here. We just need to get some runs on the board, and this guy Javier, he's gonna break, and he finally broke. Should have been even more runs.
It's because he's not a good pitcher.
Did he really break, or was there an error?
He should have broke more. No, that last run was an error, but okay, to be fair, he let 1 run from an error, but then the following inning, he should have allowed 2 more runs, but got completely bailed out by the relief pitcher, and it's a complete BS. So he should have gotten chilled.
All right. So Seth Lugo has been excellent
for years.
I mean, I definitely see the guy's point of why you go back to Kansas City. Is there any arms left in the pen? I think he's like, yes.
Yes, there is arms left in the pen. That's what I'm not understanding.
All right, so you're on the Royals.
MacArthur could go again. No, this is a pure pass.
But they haven't
Oh
shown
my
that they're going
God.
to use him back to back. I don't see that. And after 25 pitches, I don't think.
Well, I mean, who else are they using? Are they using Angel
Will
Zerpa
Smith.
for 10 years tonight?
Who's Arrighetti?
Spencer Arrighetti. He is the Astros' #1 pitcher, or he's their #1 prospect, like minor leaguer. He's their pitcher of the year in the minor leagues last year.
Oh,
He has 2 starts in the minor leagues this year with a 2.16 ERA in AAA for Sugarland, is where they play their AAA games in Houston. So yeah, I don't know what to expect really from him. I don't think he's going to go very long. And then that Houston bullpen is pretty taxed as well. I think Beaver alluded to that earlier. Hader 2 of the last 3 days. Presley 2 of the last 3 days. Abreu 2 of the last 3 days. Montero 2 of the last 3 days. Montero's only 17 pitches over 3 days, so I would assume he's available. But still, working 2 of the last 3 of the last 4 Montero. That's just a lot. So those Astros bullpen is equally as taxed. I had a player prop in this game. I took Yanier Diaz, the Astros catchers, over 1.5 total bases at -110. Didn't really find anything I loved. It felt that I couldn't really get there to the Royals. And then I was looking at total base props, and I saw that Diaz was -110. All the other Astros are like -105. Plus 100, so he really smashes right-handed pitching, so I'll take my chances with him. But yeah, as far as the side in total, I lean over, but I just can't get there.
I like Astros first 5 money line. You can get it at Pick'em.
I can see it.
I mean, yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised.
I when they call these kids up, they always ball out.
Yeah, I don't think that Arrietti's going to get smacked up or anything. I don't. Yeah.
And I mean, the Astros were up in the first 5 innings yesterday too, and then we're saying the Astros bullpen is butchered. All right, let's remove that from the game. Astros first 5, right?
Tied yesterday, but yeah.
Oh, the Royals tied it before the 5th.
Yeah, in the 5th. Yeah.
Oh, they tied in the 5th. All right, so I'll put Astros first 5 or pass then. I kind of like my 2 bets I've written down so far. So I'm also going to tail Skee's Hornets Hawks over. I like what he said about that, so I'm going to tail. I got 3 bets written down. So yeah, I'll put Astros first 5 or pass, but it's that's for me. You guys are both passing on this one?
Yeah.
Okay. So 49% say Royals. So it looks like our community's on Kansas City here. Next up, Oakland on the road in Texas. How about those Oakland A's?
I know. Dude, the Oakland A's are kind of hitting. I must say.
Time to panic in Arlington?
The Oakland A's are hitting, or Shea Langoliers is hitting?
No, okay. Yesterday it was Shea Langoliers, but it feels like pretty much every other day they have some guy hitting 2 home runs that carries the team, and they actually put up runs. So, like, I'm just saying I'm surprised with the offensive production thus far. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. Last year was much worse start of the year. Probably like 2 or 3 runs per game. Now we're at like the 4 or 5.
Yeah. So to Beaver's point, over their last 10 games, the Oakland has scored 4 runs or more in I think 6 or 7 of those games. So they are definitely scoring runs. There's no doubt about that.
Oakland almost up to an even ROI. These 2 teams actually pretty much dead even. So if you've been betting Texas all year and you've been betting Oakland all year blindly, you're pretty much dead. Both of those guys dead even with the plus money.
It's tough.
I don't know if Toast remembers. I used to bet on Stripling in Toronto 2 years ago. You remember that?
I do. He's definitely not the same guy.
No, he's not.
What happened to him?
I don't know.
The incident, that fateful night. The incident, that fateful night on the bridge. Yeah. And this one, for me, it's either the A's or the under.
I like the under too, yeah.
Yeah, the Rangers offense surprisingly has some poor numbers against Strippy. 550 OPS, 175 average. And if you're thinking, oh, that's probably from the ancient times, he's made 2 starts against them since 2022 and has done well in both of them. So that says a lot to me right there. On top of that, yeah, he started off the year rough, getting chipped up by Cleveland. But in hindsight, Cleveland's been one of the better lineups in the league against righties. He was able to bounce back, only allowing 1 run against the Red Sox, another lineup that's been producing pretty well against righty starters as of late. And then if you just look at the spot, if we're looking at his last 2 seasons, his sweet spot's been on the road against lefties. 242 WOBA, 0.6 home run per 9, 0.92 whip, 2.62 FIP. Those are really good numbers right there. And that's just the last 2 seasons. So that's not even Toronto stripling. The Rangers lineup is obviously really good. They're 4th in WRC plus, 10th in ISO, 6th in OPS. But they got 6 lefties starting in there. They weren't able to produce yesterday. I think that maybe, just maybe, Ross Stripling can have a good game here. On the other side, we got Bradford. And I got to say, the kid's really impressed me the first 2 starts. He was able to pitch really well against the Astros and Cubs, 2 lineups that have smashed lefties, especially last season. And the barrel rate is down. The hard hit percentage is down. He's been limiting base runners extremely well. But I must say, the A's against lefties, they've surprised me. They were getting shut down most of that game against Skubal, but they did end up that game putting 3 or 4 runs on him. The 2 lefties to face him have a 5.66 ERA. They have 4 home runs in those 2 games against lefties. Adding the fact that high leverage arms are available for both teams and can go again. I think we could see another low-scoring A's win here. So my lean is the A's or the under.
I mean, well, are you basically saying Bradford's full of shit with these numbers?
I'm saying that Bradford, while is good, it would be so baseball of him to pitch so well against those elite,
and then get rocked by the A's,
and then have Oakland come into his crib and just absolutely shit on him. So like, I'm just, from what I see the past 2 years, this just feels like one of those spots where you see the guy somehow have the wheels fall off tonight. So I just feel like the value's on Oakland if you're taking inside the plus 150s there.
I mean, I think he has a good point. I'm not going to bet Texas, but to win 2 in a row is kind of crazy. I wonder what. Well, hold on. How many times did Oakland win 2 in a row? Like when they won last year, did they usually follow it up with another one?
I remember they were first 5.
Yeah, dude, look at their schedule last year. Their wins came in pairs. Look at this. Win
in pairs.
Oh my God, there's pairs.
They're all pairs. Let's do it.
They're all paired.
Hold on. Did you look at it too, Toast?
I'm looking at it right now.
He goes, oh my God, there's pairs. Well, I want to look at what their actual stats were. So win-loss after a win. Oh, that's this year. So this year after a win, they're 2-1, which is 3rd best in the MLB.
Yeah. You gotta respect that sample size.
So, so we're ready for this? Hold on. This is actually kind of notable. So, last season, the Oakland Athletics, 50 and 112. That was their record. 50 and 112. Coming off a win, 20 and 30. So, like a much higher win percentage coming off a win. Are we doing this?
When the A's are hot, they're hot. You can't cool them off.
All right, I'll tell you, Prop Beaver.
Keep in mind, they've won 3 games in a row. This isn't like, you know that, right?
Yeah, Kyle. They did win the last 2 games of the Detroit series.
I thought they lost the last one of the Detroit series. I thought they won 3 of the last 4.
No, the A's are out here streaking.
Yeah, they're out here streaking. I agree with Beaver though. I just don't really trust either one of these lineups. I was thinking first 5 under 5. Bradford, the only matter of fact, if you go back for Bradford, his last 7 starts, the only 2 times that he pitched well was on the road. Bad was on the road. Everything else has been pretty damn good. And then Ross Stripling, obviously he had 1 bad start against Cleveland, 1 good start against Boston. One good start against Boston. But to end the year last year, he wasn't terrible on the road. I just don't really trust this Rangers lineup right now. It's just really hard for me to play an over here. So I think 5 is a pretty high number for the first 5. It would be first 5 under or pass for me.
All right, I'm tailing Oakland. When Oakland's hot, they're hot. That's our saying. When they're hot, they're hot. Dude, I was still chuckling before ever since the incident. On the bridge.
On the bridge.
All right.
Oakland team total over 3.5 is -1.
I was thinking, based on what you guys said, that I was looking more towards Texas team total under. You guys both like the under. You're leaning towards Oakland. That's where I was circling. But the plus 150 taking Oakland on a hot streak just sounded more fun, to be honest.
But it sounds cooler.
It sounds way cooler. All right, so let's do a community parlay. How's our community parlay doing from the? Did we do one this morning? No, we went right into the Masters. So this is the first community parlay of the day right here.
God, the Arizona Diamondbacks are an absolute disgrace.
So happy I didn't post that because that's the bet I was gonna post too.
I feel
I'm
about
still
the
happy.
Blue
I lost 30 cents of CLV.
So happy.
Pumped.
All right, so what we're doing, there's 8 games, obviously. So first and second place are going to make the community parlay. First and second place.
2 runs in Coors Field? Are you fucking kidding me?
Gomber's that dude.
Gomber at Coors is a bet on pitcher.
I thought you said the opposite earlier.
No,
He
he's horrible at Coors.
Yeah.
He sucks at Coors. I have no clue how he's pitching this well right now.
Yeah, NBA show, J-Man, just rewind back. Skee was on for the first half of this. So rewind back to the beginning. Me and Skee did the NBA. He's not talking about the over. He's talking about Arizona. Someone just said never. I think Arizona just tied it.
Oh,
They did.
there you go, Toast.
Lourdes Gurriel double. I'd like a nice 3-0 start so I can lose this over in Seattle and not have to worry about it. That would be nice.
You started 2-0?
Yeah,
That's right, you
Phillies and Twins.
Nice. Twins is a nice one, too.
Mm.
So I'm going to give this poll another second or two because Yankees and Brewers are close for second place. So I'll give it another second.
Yeah, I forgot to give proper praise on the Twins. That was a great call, Toast. That was their first win, I think, against the Dodgers in 14 matchups or something like that. I heard it on the board.
Really? I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
The last time I saw it. The last time they beat the Dodgers was 1922, right before World War II. Like a decade before.
I will say that it still makes me laugh that people don't understand like how much we talk shit to each other. People are like, "Oh, you really got Kyle on that one." I'm like, "Yeah, he cares so much."
I lost sleep
He's losing
over it.
sleep. He's losing sleep.
Woo.
All right. Come on now. Results.
St. Texas.
Guardians and Yankees.
I really want to play Soto hits, runs, and RBIs, but I don't know.
Guardians and Yankees. Can't go wrong with those two. Both should have easy, comfortable wins.
I love day slates. I hate day slates when you start off rough. It's like, it makes posting
know.
the other plays tough. Makes it a
Exactly.
slog.
Yeah.
Maybe if you
Like, do
don't.
I even really like these?
Maybe if you don't believe
Am I
in
even
yourself.
good enough?
Maybe if you don't believe in yourself.
That's true.
Well, that's believing in yourself. That's real fickle. It goes day by day for me.
All right, so I'm putting the Brewers back in because some people voted for the Brewers and Mets Braves got postponed. So first and second from this poll will round out the community parlay. The NBA show is me and Skee, and it's actually the first half of this video. So if you rewind all the way back to the beginning, it's about 20 minutes of NBA, and then I bring these guys on. It's all in the same video. NBA's in the beginning, MLB's pretty much just scroll back until you see NBA logos on the left side of the screen.
Hey, in all seriousness, since you guys are Mets fans, did they announce that there's going to be a doubleheader? Because I don't see it posted yet.
I didn't see it either.
Okay.
No.
Did they announce that tomorrow's a doubleheader for the Mets? Oh, it's not?
That's why I was
not a
asking,
doubleheader. The game's in September, and Andy would know.
There you go.
He's weird. He's
Pitch
like
a freak.
he's a stalker when it comes to the Mets.
Yeah.
Perfect. Except I don't know if we're going to get the same pitching matchup tomorrow.
He knows Narvaez is cup size.
Omar!
Omar!
Can you sign it?
Oh my god. Orioles Brewers.
Oh. Tell Andy to let me know who's pitching tomorrow as soon as he knows.
Who's pitching tomorrow, Andy?
If it's Sevy, I'm out.
For the Mets.
Jesus.
Manaya's pitching.
Oh, bet on pitcher.
Whoa.
No,
Okay.
never mind. He said Severino. He said, never mind, Severino.
Okay, there we
Oh,
go.
fade on pitcher.
We're done.
Do I have can I get odds for this, please?
Yeah. 1 second.
Do you have an underdog, by the way, or no?
Yeah, I sent it to you.
I'll bring
I
that up
Skyped it to you.
right
I
after.
did a Skype chat.
You Skyped it?
Mm-hmm. Plus 787.
Ooh. It started all chalky, but then it got kind of dicey. So
Then it got super juicy.
Guardians money line, Yankees money line, Orioles money line, Brewers money line plus 787 is the community parlay. Let's get Prop Beaver's underdog pick 'em on the screen, and then we'll call it. You're due for a hit too. It's not that one. That's an old one. It's that one. Go ahead.
Yeah, so for this one, I went with Kyle Hendricks under earned runs, basically just banking against the Padres being a good baseball team. And then I took the lower on Dylan Cease pitching outs. I don't necessarily think he needs to have a bad game to go under the outs here. I just think that the Cubs are so good at working the count right now and at limiting strikeouts and working walks that they're going to be able to get him out of the game earlier than that. And then in terms of Anthony Volpe, he got moved to the leadoff spot today. And he crushes lefties. Weather sucks, so I felt like that was a good guy to include in this. So those are my 3 plays for the underdog.
And if you don't have an underdog fantasy account, it's available in any state highlighted in this map. So if you're one of the states highlighted in yellow, head over to Underdog Fantasy, the website, or download the app. When you make your account, make sure you use the promo code BET, B-E-T. That'll get you a $100 deposit bonus match. So you deposit $100, they will give you a free $100 to play with if you use the promo code BET. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Tomorrow is Thursday, so I'm sure we'll be in the morning. Oh,
It has to be. There's only 2 games in the afternoon, so we might as well just do it all in the morning.
yeah, so we'll just do the whole thing at 11:30 a.m. And then let me look at the NBA schedule. Masters will be on, too.
Man, I really wanted to play Volpe, hits, runs, and RBIs. It's all juiced up to minus 155 now.
So the shows today, same to shows tomorrow, same time as today, but flipped. It'll be MLB only in the morning, and we'll go through all the games, and then it'll be NBA only at night, and we'll go through all the games. Not exactly a loaded day. There's only like 6 MLB games, 6 NBA games, something like that. So, or like 8 MLB or something. So yeah, 11:30 a.m. Eastern time, 4 p.m. Eastern time. Thanks everyone for watching. Be sure to bet responsibly tonight. I'll be posting my bets up on the website, right where these guys already posted theirs. So you probably already saw them on KyleKirms.com. But I'll be posting mine up too right now. I'm doing it right now.
I'm adding 2 more right now, or 3 more.
3 more? All right. Later.